Hello, my friends. Kevin Okawani here. Let me go ahead and hop in the chat and make sure you guys can hear me and you can see my screen. Pop in the chat and let me know if you guys can see my screen. Let's see what you guys got going on in here. All right, beautiful, beautiful. How's everyone doing tonight? We got Edward on, Carly on, Tom's on, Joseph's on. Let me know where you guys are calling in from as well. Elaine, how are you? Dennis, how you doing, my friend? Jim, Richard, how you doing? Richard Wynn, good to see you here. Wonderful. Preston, what's up? Preston in Las Vegas. Jerry, how you doing, Jerry? We got to connect, my friend. Been hearing your name thrown around a lot, and I see what you're doing, and I appreciate it. Bob Burgett, how you doing, my friend? How are you? Negley Dennis, how you doing? D, we definitely need to hop on a call. I want to walk through some things with you. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, we're going to give this a couple minutes and let some more folks pile on. I know tonight's going to be very interesting, and we are going to record this to get this out to everybody because I'm very much aware of two things that are happening tonight. Obviously, Texas. Dennis, stay safe out there. Who here is in Texas right now? Joseph, you're in Texas as well? Yeah, you guys are getting slammed. My prayers are going out to you. I mean, we have 300,000 people without power, so insanity. And hopefully everyone there is safe and you guys are doing okay. And, everything goes well for you there in Texas. I know hopefully you guys get your power back soon and life can return back to normal here soon. I know you're going through the storm right now, but I appreciate you tuning in, even though that's happening. And on a different note, we got the Floyd Connor flight going on tonight. Who here is going to watch that fight? Are you guys watching that fight later on? I know we're competing with them, so yeah. Definitely. Let me know in the chat who you guys think's going to win that bad boy. Who thinks going to win that fight? Let me know in the chat. There's a lot of speculation going on out there. So what we're going to do, yes, Nancy, I think so too. So I'll tell you what, we have a pretty interesting night tonight. What we're going to do is we're going to go through a lot of stuff. We're going to go through Kypron and how you guys can get up and running and get started. And I see a lot of people that I recognize on here. So a lot of you have already been in the system. You've been rocking it out. And let me know in the chat if you guys are loving the system and loving what's happening here. Just hop in there and let me know, because I've been very, very involved this week. As you know, we are in beta. And I've spent the majority of this week literally on phone calls and Facebook, on Skype screen shares, going over stuff. And I really appreciate the feedback that I'm getting. And it is very, very exciting to me to see the feedback that you guys have been giving me. You'll see some changes that are coming out of that feedback. We are very excited here with Kypron in where the system is going and what we're doing. I'm very excited about this. I haven't seen anything like this, and I haven't seen a community of people like this in a very, very long time, okay? I've never seen a system that has performed so far like Kypron has, and I've never, been able to be a part of something this intimate in a very long time. I have, but it's been a long time, and it's been very exciting for me to dig down into people's businesses. And I appreciate you all rocking it out in here. Give yourselves a pat on the back, because the feedback from this community, the action this community has taken, has been nothing short of amazing. I mean, we got Dana Ehrlich. She's been rocking it out. I was on a call with her yesterday. Roger Holmes, my friend, your videos, keep them coming, buddy. Keep them coming. I love what you're doing. Bill Soriano, love the feedback you've been giving me. Love the results you're starting to get. Amy Carpenter's been rocking it out. Sasha Lillard's been rocking it out. Bob Gabrori, hopefully I'm saying that right. Carly Hahn, you've been in here as well, getting things done. I appreciate you. Jeff White, my main man, has been killing it. And this is just the very beginning. Larry Jansen's been in here rocking it out. I don't want to miss anybody, but there's been so many conversations that I've had this week, and I appreciate you guys for being in here and going through the training, going through the system, using it, giving me your feedback, and getting results. And that's what it's all about, is getting you results to get money in your pocket. So thank you for that. Thank you for taking advantage of this system and being a part of this community. We have a long road ahead of us, and it has been a phenomenal start. And I appreciate every one of you for being here and being part of this system. So loving it. So with that, enough of that stuff. I just want to get out there and say thank you to everyone who is using this and rocking it out. You guys are awesome. It's been amazing to be a part of this and to be part of running this ship. But tonight, what I want to do is I want to not only go through the back office and go through what Kypron is right now, but I want to bring somebody out tonight who is going to go over with you, and I want to lay out for you what Kypron represents to us and where it's going. I want to give you a little bit of vision of what's happening, but make it very practical in the process. And the best person I know to do that is a good friend of mine, and I'm gonna introduce him here in a second. So hold on a minute. I want to show you guys something. Do you guys see? Can you see my screen? I paused it and I unpaused it. So you see this screen right here? You see me right here? You guys, can you see that? Yeah. Very cool. So this is me listening intently. And this is one of my best friends on the face of the planet and my secret weapon, guys. Okay, every marketer has a secret weapon. Every internet marketer, every network marketer, anyone who grows large businesses has a secret weapon. They have something in their back pocket that most people don't have. You guys can see that out there, right? I mean, every entrepreneur that's been successful. I've been very successful over the years, and this is my weapon in my back pocket. And so what I want to do is I want to bring him out here. I want to bring Hitesh out, and he's going to lay out some stuff with you because you haven't heard from him too much yet, right? You haven't seen much of Hitesh. He's been kind of in the background doing stuff, but I can promise you everything that you love about this system has his fingerprint on it in some way, shape, or form. All right? He's helped me. We've done tens of millions of dollars in sales together, and he's been at the helm of a lot of that. And so what I want to do is I want to bring him out, and I see some finalies, and this is awesome, going in the chat already. Who here knows Hitesh? Pop in the chat and let me know if you know Hitesh and you're excited that he's about to come out here and show you guys what this thing can really do for you. Yeah? Okay. Very cool. Yep. Awesome. AKA the brain. Exactly. So I want to bring Hitesh out, and I'm going to kick this over to him for a little bit, and then I'll be back out. But I want to bring Hitesh out to go through some of this stuff. You've heard me kind of hint around about some Facebook stuff. You've heard me hint around about some futuring a few things. But what's really going to happen here, he'll be able to lay out a lot of the technology we're bringing to bear on this and why we're at and why we are where we are and why we're doing what we're doing. So I'm pretty excited about that. So Hitesh, my friend, are you here?
I am here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, buddy. I can hear you. So yeah, welcome. I'm really excited to have you on here tonight. I think a lot of people, just judging by the chat, are excited to have you on here tonight. And if you could, just unload on them. Show them what we're doing. Show them where we're headed, and show them what we've got going on and where we've been. And I'm excited to listen to that. And
I was definitely more excited about this before you put up that ghastly picture, but let's see what we can do. Okay, so guys, let me know when you can see my screen. If you can, just confirm, say yes or no. Either way, I'm going to assume that you can see the screen. All right, there you go. Okay, wonderful. So very, very nice to be on here, and very nice to be on a webinar again with Kevin. It's been a while because I've been kind of busy with things, and very nice actually to see so many of the familiar faces. This is awesome. And you don't have to check your webcams. I can't actually see your faces, but it's very nice to be on the webinar with all of you guys anyway. Okay, so one of the core things that we've been going over, and the key question that we have received over and over about Kypron is, what is the actual end purpose of the system? Right? Like, what is it actually for? Who is it for? And what's the intention behind it? So let me give you a little bit of a background really quick. So about 5 years ago, we got into the world of e-commerce before it was kind of a big thing. Who here actually has been involved with e-commerce at all? If you made money drop shipping or Amazon sales or anything like that, just say yes or something, just so we know who our audience here is. Awesome. So a lot of you, very good. Most of you actually, it looks like. So, and that's not surprising, right? Because it is now one of the biggest things out there. Right now, 5 years ago, when we first got into it, it wasn't one of the biggest things out there, and we were kind of instrumental in making it big as well, because we kind of brought in about 200,000 people to this world, clocking in over $3 billion in sales so far, stuff like that. So it's been an amazing journey. But the key thing that was very, very attractive about e-commerce at that point, especially dropshipping at that point, let me know if this makes sense to you guys. The idea was that you could make profits without dealing with some of the very difficult aspects of the entire process, right? So typically what happens is you have a product to sell, and you put together a sales page, or you put together a listing or whatever, and there are a few steps that go into making this a successful product or a successful thing. You have to make sure that the sales page converts well. You have to make sure that you're able to drive traffic to it. You have to make sure there is some follow-up with the leads generated from it. And then you have to make sure that your payment processing is handled, that you're able to provide the product, that you're hosting all the things that you need, and so on, right? It's kind of a hassle. It's always been a little bit of a hassle. But with things like e-commerce, especially with drop shipping, things change, right? It becomes easier. Suddenly, you don't have to drive the traffic. That was actually a huge aspect of it. Everybody was excited about, oh, I don't have to drive the traffic. eBay drives my traffic, or Amazon drives the traffic for me. I don't have to create a sales page. I just put up a listing or whatever it is on whatever platform I'm selling. I just put my product details on there. I don't have to do the follow-up with people. eBay and Amazon are handling that. The conversions, I don't have to worry about, because there's a format that everybody's used to, that the site follows, and so on, right? So you see where I'm going with this. It's a very, very simple process. It's extremely simplified, and especially with drop shipping, you don't have to create a product. You don't have to worry about the sourcing of the product. You don't have to worry about shipping of the product, and so on, right? It's like the dream come true scenario for most people. And let me know if any of you were successful with that. If any of you made money doing drop shipping or anything of that nature, specifically with us in the last 4 years, just say yes, or maybe include a number. Awesome. So pretty much everybody on this call who has been involved with us has made money doing drop shipping and things like that. Now, this is what happens though, right? Like all new industries, when we first got into it, it was massive. It was huge because you could make so much money so quickly. As time has gone on, and if you actually look at even eBay's own statistics, eBay's traffic has dropped and so on, competition has increased, and things have gone in that direction. So this is actually some of the data, because we have more data than I think pretty much everybody out there, other than the big platforms themselves. So across $74 million in sales over the last, I believe, 3 weeks from one of our platforms. So I was looking at this data, and here is what it's showing us that our users are doing right now. Average profit margin of 8.73%, an average number of listings required for $1,000 in profit, 344. Okay, now if you've not been in e-commerce, this may not make a whole lot of sense immediately, but what this is essentially saying is that you go out there, you find products, you list those products up, and some of them will sell, and you will make a profit margin of about 8.7%. Okay, now this is after eBay's fees and so on. Now, obviously what's happening is that a few people are involved in taking a cut, right? The product manufacturer is involved in taking a cut. eBay or whatever your marketplace is, they take a fee for driving the traffic, making the sale, and things like that. Obviously, the shipping service that you're using, if you're using Amazon, for example, there is a hidden shipping cost there. That's already included, things like that. But essentially, those things eat into it. The average consumer on the internet is also smarter now than they were 5 years ago, not in terms of IQ, but in terms of buying habits. Well, maybe in terms of IQ as well, who knows, right? But in general, the profit margin is averaging about 8.7%. Some people are making 20%, some people are making 3%, but this is where it comes to. Now, you can imagine what we see as we look at this giant picture, right? So we are like these deities in a Lego world, looking at this data. We are playing Sims, if you will, and we're trying to figure out, how do we make this better? Right? How we have to figure out, how do we increase the happiness level of the users? And right now, the happiness level is great, but it's not as good as it could be because this profit margin is low. So our whole intention was to create a platform that has all the benefits of something like dropshipping, in that you don't have to create a product, you don't have to source a product, You don't have to deal with the delivery of the product or provide the access of the product to the user, but also that you don't have to worry about lead generation. You don't have to worry about lead follow-up. You don't have to worry about customer content delivery. And the biggest of them all, you should not have to worry about traffic generation. But to do all of this stuff with anywhere from 5 to 10 times the profit that currently people are making in the world of e-commerce. Okay, now don't get me wrong, e-commerce is still amazing. It's one of the best things out there. Dropshipping is still one of the best things out there. You guys should be involved in that. In fact, I'm going to show you some campaigns related to this as well. But you can very easily be making 10 times the money with about the same amount of effort. Okay, and that's what we want to do. We want to create a system. We want to create a platform, all of those things that has all the benefits of doing old school e-commerce, but with 10, 20 times the money. Okay, so one of the campaigns that we ran for this, and we done a lot of these analysis and a lot of these numbers. So we run these campaigns all the time. We ran a campaign, and what we are doing is we are leveraging major companies. That's the whole idea here. We're going to leverage major companies again. We're leveraging major companies like Facebook in this case, or YouTube and so on. We're getting them to drive the traffic for us. And just like we would typically pay Amazon and eBay a fee per sale, or we would pay them in listing insertion fees, if you guys are familiar with that, or you would pay to have a store, like a monthly fee. The same way, we're going to pay a little bit of money to Facebook, Amazon, or Facebook, YouTube, Bing, and so on, instead of trying to figure those things out ourselves. Okay. And one of our key things was internally, let's look at the data. How much does it cost me in fees to develop an income of $2,000 per month in traditional e-commerce? And how much money can I spend to get to that right now using Kypron? Okay, so we went out, we paid Facebook, in this case, a little bit of money. Actually, Kevin did. Kevin is the one who deals with all of the Facebook advertising right now. So Kevin goes out there, he spends some money with Facebook, uses Kypron's copy and paste system, okay, literally copy and paste system, because that's the essence we want to capture, right? The essence of good old drop shipping days where you could copy paste listings over. You still can, but it was super profitable. If you can copy paste things over and generate $2,000 a month by spending something like maybe $1,000 one time, that would be pretty amazing, right? If you could actually accomplish that, that would be pretty nice. Who thinks that would be a nice deal for you? That you could pay a company $1,000 and they would in turn give you a $2,000 a month income pretty much instantly. Precisely. It sounds like a pretty good idea. So that's exactly what we do. That is exactly what we want to do with Kypron. That's what we want to accomplish. So with Kypron, what we did is we went out and we found a product that was high in demand, but it's not a physical product. We went for a digital product that's high in demand, and we found many different products like that. But we found digital products that are high in demand. Okay, so that's our first criteria. High demand digital product, and the specific reason why it's digital is so that we can have significantly higher profit margins, right? It's hard to make a 50%, 70% profit margin on a physical product. It's much easier to do that with a digital product. So we went out and found high demand digital products. Then we created sales materials. Okay, so we created the sales pages, we created the opt-in pages, we created all of those things. Then we paid major companies money to drive traffic. Then we distilled our results to find the top converting sources. And then finally, we created a simple code that can be copy pasted to replicate this. Okay, so here's what we did. We're going to come to step 5 at the end of this little discussion. And the results were this. We spent about $1,300 and we generated a $2,300 a month income. Okay, now remember, we spent this one time. This is what we turned into. Okay, these are the rough figures, and Kevin will give you these specific figures here in a second as well, including screenshots and all that fun stuff. But the other thing that we did is now we looked at this $1,300 ad spend, and we found that some of this is wasted. Some of this was just bad. It didn't convert, it didn't do well. So we then distilled out the specific parts that actually performed well for us. And then we found those specific parts that did well for us cost us somewhere around $900. So really, this was the actual effective ad spend for us. So this was the idea behind Kypron. Now we said to ourselves a very simple thing. What if we take the sales material, we take the products, we put them together in a campaign that can be done by anybody who's interested in any of those industries. Then we give them those specific ads as well, so they can run those ads and allow them to copy paste the entire thing in about 30 seconds. Okay, that's the intention behind Kypron. Now, that intention is not 100% fulfilled quite yet. Okay, we are about 90% there. I'm going to show you some of the things that are required to get it to that 100% point, but we are about 90% there. And let me know if is any of this confusing to you guys so far, or does this make sense? Okay, and Lorna, yes, this is perpetual, right? So what we anticipate will happen with this $2,300 a month, this is how all businesses go, is it'll start out at 2,300, and over time, this will continue to go down, right? So month one, this might be 2,300. Month two, it might be 1,800. Month three, it might be 1,500. Month four, it might be 1,250, whatever, right? It might go down over time like that. But meanwhile, we will also have other similar campaigns running, which will keep increasing the amount. So that will keep doing this. And so on the net, we will end up somewhere following this trajectory. Okay, so the blue is the actual trajectory that we would actually, get to. That would be our net intake from all these campaigns that are constantly running, that are constantly bringing in new sales for us all the time, and they keep building up on themselves. But the idea behind this is pretty straightforward, that just like when we are dealing with the world of e-commerce, we are paying these companies to create and ship products for us, and we are paying other companies to drive the traffic for us. We are now instead going to pay companies like Facebook and Google and so on to drive traffic for us, and we're going to pay platforms like Kypron a small fee to make the sales for us, deliver the product for us, and provide the product in some cases as well. Okay, so that's essentially what we are doing with this. Okay, now a few things that are needed to make this more effective than it is so far. Okay, so far we are at $2,300 from one of the campaigns, right? This is one example campaign. So we're at $2,300 a month from this one sample campaign. What we looked at was that we can actually increase this by over twice as much by simply throwing in and simply adding in some additional follow-up, which we currently didn't have. So we're actually building something for that. I'm going to show you that in a second as well. But this entire campaign revolves around selling digital products online. And we took this entire sales material and put that in these ready to copy paste campaigns for you right here. So you can see, for example, this Thursday webinar campaign. This is the specific campaign that was used to generate this kind of income. So what you would do with this is, and Kevin, can you confirm this is the campaign that was used with those statistics? Or was it the default one?
It was the default campaign. So that if you go back to this one, different capture page, but hey, Life members, raise your hand. Life members, raise your hand. They've got that campaign, but it's pretty close to that same capture page. So it was a campaign that I ran in Life. We gave out the video and we gave out the ads and how we ran it. And then we, so close to that capture page, but the actual one.
Okay, beautiful. So here is what you get to do now, right? If you're a Kypron user, here's one of the fun things you get to do. So obviously everyone who is on this call has a Kypron account now, right? Is there anybody on this call who does not have their Kypron account yet? Okay, so 2 people who do not have their account yet. Everybody else does. That's great. All you guys got to do is go to Kypron and create a free account. Okay, it is literally free. There is no cost. There's nothing that you need to do for it. Just create your account, log in there, and here is specifically what you're going to do. You're going to copy this code right here. You're going to go to your marketing campaigns. Click on this view stats page right here, view stats and edit campaigns. Click on import a campaign. Copy this code in. and we're going to give this the name new shared campaign, just so you guys can see it. Okay, so we'll click proceed. And essentially, I now have this campaign created for me. Okay, the exact same sales process, the exact same flow that was used by Kevin in his ads is now in my account. And I can actually drive traffic to this. And instead of Kevin getting the money, now I'll get the money, which is something I strive to do. Like one of my aims in life is to take the money away from Kevin and put it in my bank account instead. And so far I'm succeeding. So
That's true.
This is what you guys get to do as well. You guys get to now take this campaign that Kevin worked on, created the whole process for it, found the product, drove the traffic, all that good stuff. And now you get to replicate it, put it in your account, and instead of him, you'll get to drive the traffic to this link instead, and you will get to get the money from that instead. Okay, now to get the money, there are two things that you have to do. First, you have to make sure that you can actually receive the money. Now, if you've ever gone to sell on eBay, if you've ever gone to sell on Amazon or anything like that, you need a way to accept payments, right? So you're going to go in here and you're going to click on configure how you get paid, and you're going to connect your Stripe account to the system. Okay, that's just like PayPal. Okay, it's basically another payment processor like PayPal. So when somebody makes a purchase, that money will now go to you. The other interesting thing that happens at that moment, when somebody makes a purchase from you, even once, they are cookied in the Kypron platform permanently. Every other future purchase will go to you as well. Now, this is exactly how these major platforms are built, right? So you go and buy something from eBay, and now you have an eBay account, and anytime you want to purchase anything from eBay again, you have your account that you will go into, and it'll drive more sales to eBay as a company. You get to now replace eBay. You get to replace that function there. When you get a sale the first time, or you refer sales into Kypron, even if it's just free users into Kypron, every future thing that they purchase, every future thing that they are ever promoted, that straight goes to your Stripe account instead. Okay, so that's one of the nice side effects that happens here. But the key thing that you're trying to do is you're trying to bypass all the hard work. You don't want to create the product. You don't want to create the marketing materials. You don't want to create the sales process, and you don't want to drive the traffic to it. You don't want to go out there and try and gin up traffic. You don't want to throw out flyers and so on. So instead, what you'll do is you'll create a campaign like this by copying it over, just like I did a second ago. You're going to now drive traffic to the specific link by doing exactly what Kevin did, which is you're going to go and give Facebook some money, you're going to go and give YouTube some money, and tell them to drive sales for you to this particular campaign. Okay, and because we're giving you the specific results that we've already had, and we're giving you exactly what to expect, it's much more likely that you're going to make money compared to if you just went out there blind. Okay, so this is, if I was to compare this to drop shipping or compare this to e-commerce sales, this is similar to me coming to you and saying, hey, listen, I've sold $1 billion in products already. Okay, we have sold about 3 billion. I can look at the data and I can tell you which products are actually going to sell. And here is where you're going to get the product from and how you're going to get the maximum profit margin on it. Here are the products. Go list them. Go pay the insertion fees to eBay, go pay your account fees to Amazon, and go get these sales. And because I'm giving you specific products that we already know are selling, and because I'm telling you which platforms to sell them on and what price range to sell them in, you're going to be much more successful than if nobody told you that stuff, right? Does that make sense? That you would rather have somebody tell you the stuff? Exactly. Mike, regarding your question, what are declared cookies? I said that they were cookied in just because that's the nomenclature for it, but it's actually not cookies technologically speaking. They are actually permanently assigned to you. So they can clear cookies. It doesn't change the fact they're still assigned to you. So essentially, the whole idea behind Kypron is we want to capture the idea of old school drop shipping style, easy, quick money by copy pasting things over, without having to worry about sales process and traffic, and instead apply that to digital content so you can make 10 or 20 times the money that you would make doing physical products. Okay, that's all it is. That's the whole idea behind this. Now, in this process, there are a few things that we are constantly doing. We are looking at what's selling out there, what's converting out there. So let's look at these campaigns that Kevin has already put in here. Okay, they're already done for you campaigns. So these campaigns right here are some of the campaigns for things that are already in demand and have converted well. Okay, and more of these are constantly coming in, and I'm going to show you some other cool stuff here in a second. So we know Kypron by itself is very appealing. Okay, who is on this call and would like to make money for free without having to spend money? Everybody, right? And that's actually the case for pretty much everybody out there, that if you can provide them with something that is free and there are no requirements of them having to spend money and they can get in and start profiting from it, then they are very likely to join you in that. So there's funnels for Kypron because it's a high demand thing that converts. So these are the funnels that Kevin has worked with. Infinii and DSD, you guys are already familiar with. There are other people out there who are familiar with it just because of the size of these companies, but also massive number of people who are looking to make money with e-commerce. They know there's money to be made with e-commerce, but they don't know how. So there are very strong sales materials and very strong campaigns that we personally run on the side for Infinii and DSD that we get good conversions on. You can actually mimic those. You can just copy paste the code for these things as well. Similarly, there are things in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. You guys know that's a very popular industry right now. Weight loss is a very popular industry right now. These are more generic campaigns that we have right now. We're going to be making more specific campaigns in here as well. Even in the trading industry with Forex and so on, we're currently running some campaigns. And once we have the results from it, once we have profitable campaigns, we put them back here as well. So you basically come in here as a Kypron user, and then you say to yourself, what industry do I want to make money from today? Just like if you were in e-commerce, you would sit in your chair and you would look around, you would say, what do I want to sell on eBay today? Oh, look, I have a guitar behind me. Maybe I want to sell some musical instruments on eBay. Let me go do some product research and I'll list some musical instruments on eBay and sell something on Amazon, maybe things like that, right? That's what you would have done. Now you get to sit down and you say, okay, what industry do I want to make money from today? I can make money from people who want to learn about e-commerce. I can make money from the cryptocurrency and Bitcoin industry. I can make money from the trading industry. I can make money from weight loss industry. I can make money from whatever it may be. And we're constantly getting more requests for this, right? So we're constantly adding more things in. But you basically decide that. That's the intention behind Kypron. Okay, does that make a little bit more sense of what Kypron is intended to do? So you sit down and say, I want to make money with Bitcoin. I'm going to copy this campaign code right here. I'm going to go back to my marketing campaigns and click on view stats and edit campaigns. I'm going to copy that campaign code here. And this is my Bitcoin campaign. Now suddenly I have a ready to go profit generating engine in the cryptocurrency industry. Okay. This is literally how simple this is. That's the whole idea behind this. Now, does this make more sense? Does it make sense why Kypron is kind of revolutionary in a way? Because you're really applying all that awesome, easy stuff that you want to do in the e-commerce space, but you can now apply that to many, many other things with much higher profit margins, and you can do it entirely free. There is literally no cost for it. And you don't have to come in here and mess around with the stuff. You don't have to mess around with the tech. You don't have to figure out how to do this stuff. You just copy paste stuff over. That's it. So it is literally free. It's copy and paste easy, and it's very, very high profit margins, and it's money straight to your bank account, right? So there's not a company behind this that's saying we're going to hold the money and then we're going to check how you guys are doing and then we're going to pass the money on to you. It's actually just literally going to you. Just like when you sell on eBay, the money goes to your PayPal account, and provided you're not defrauding people out there and doing shady stuff, the money goes into your bank account. The same thing happens here. The money goes into your bank account. Okay, so this in many ways is a very unique thing. It's a very powerful thing. And in fact, we haven't put a lot of emphasis and a lot of marketing towards it yet because it's in beta and we are working out some more things. We want to make this really, really powerful as you put it out. So you guys are actually getting to enjoy some of the earliest access to this. And I remember the people who joined us in the e-commerce stuff 5 years ago made millions. And this is kind of the beginning of the same concept for digital things and many other industries. And that's what we are seeing play out here as well.
Real quick.
I'm going to answer. Yeah, go ahead, Kevin.
I'm sorry, I just want to say that all the campaigns that we put back in there and the done for you campaigns are actually capture pages and campaigns that we test. So if you see a campaign back there, it's because I've ran it, I've ran traffic to it, and it works. Far too many times what we see is somebody says, look, here's a capture page and here's a sales page. Go try it. Go use it, but they haven't done it themselves. So I just want to clarify that when you guys see campaigns back there for Kypron, it's because I've actually used them. And there's more coming back there. I've got some coming back there tonight as well. 2 more campaigns are popping back there. And you guys are going to love this stuff because it'll never stop. Gone are the days that one capture page and one sales video will work for you. So I'm going to keep populating them back there, and we'll keep hashing that out and having them back there. So I just want to pop out and let you know that we don't just make pages for the sake of making pages to give to people. We make pages that are actually going to generate you sales and generate you an income that we've tested. So just want to pop out and let you guys know.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Kevin. So that's exactly what we are getting at here, that you get to test. Again, like I said, it's like me coming to you and saying, hey, listen, I see what's selling on eBay. Here are the products that are selling. Go sell these things. You're way more likely to be successful than somebody who doesn't know that stuff and is going in blind, right? That's the same thing happening over here. Okay, now I'm gonna answer a few questions in here. But let me address some specifics that are happening behind the scenes so that it makes more sense of what needs to happen for this whole thing to work. Okay, now the way you can maximize your income from this whole process, look, if you just go in here and you copy paste a code and you drive traffic to it, great, you're going to make some money. Now if you instead go in, you copy paste campaigns, and then you literally apply the exact same ads that Kevin is already running, and that's what Life is. Life is the repository where you get to see all of the ads that are being run right now for different campaigns, and you can apply them. So that's the Life section. If you're applying that, then sure, you're going to get some great results. You should be getting some good results, because law of averages means if you spend some money, if you spend some revenue on driving traffic to these campaigns, then your results should mimic what Kevin's results are, right? That's basically what it means. Obviously, there will be outliers on both sides on the spectrum statistically, but by and large, for majority of the people, that's what's going to happen. They're going to get results somewhat similar to Kevin's results, which are profitable. But there are things that you can do and you should be doing to maximize your results, exactly the same way that you would do if you had an eBay store or an Amazon store. Of course, if you just put up a product there, you'll make some money, but there are some additional things you can do to make more money, right? You can follow up with your customers, you can offer coupons and discounts, you can run sales on your account, you can drive outside traffic, you can drive some social media links to it. There are a lot of different things you can do to increase your results. The same way, there are some things that you can do to increase your results when you create campaigns in here as well. One simple thing that you can do is you can capture the lead that is generated. So as you can see, there are lead options here. So you can actually connect your get response or Aweber account in here, which are autoresponders. And then when somebody opts in on the page, they can now receive emails from you. You can send them emails and you can essentially drive them towards the sales process a little bit better. The results are astronomically better when you actually have that follow-up happening. Now, this is the part I'm going to talk about a little bit now, because what we found is, despite the fact that people know, right? I mean, you logically know that it's going to make you more money. The fact that setting up autoresponders is somewhat difficult, and the fact that this is another tech thing to deal with, and on top of the fact that this is an additional cost for many people, this kind of keeps people back. Okay, actually, tell me if that is one of the things that has held you back. Even though you know, in your head, you know, this is the better way, but still the fact there's a cost attached with it, the fact you have to do it technically speaking, you have to handle that whole thing, you have to write the emails that have to go out, and you do it consistently. It's not one of the things that most of you will end up doing, right? So there you go. See, all the yeses come rolling in. This is one of the easiest things about webinars, by the way. Just talk about things that people hate and then say yes if you agree, and everybody wants to say yes, because yeah, it's something that people don't like doing. So, you know, Kevin and I have had a lot of discussions about it, in part because we actually use autoresponders, right? Like we have like 400,000 or some leads in our autoresponder accounts. And one of the big problems that we have always had is they don't work the way we want them to work, right? Because there's a very specific thing we want them to do when we are using an autoresponder for a system like Kypron. And some of you can already guess what I'm talking about. Right up here, you see Kypron Mailer. So one of the things we've decided to do is about 6 weeks ago, we started building a very special customized mailing system that lives inside Kypron. And yes, it will also be free for you.
Oh yeah, free.
And
sorry,
what this system does is pretty interesting. So you can see over here, I've created these different email series here. And these email series, just like the campaign codes that I just showed you that you can copy paste to campaign, have shareable codes right here. So you can actually receive and copy paste high converting email series into your account as well, just like you copy all of your campaigns over in here. And one of the things that starts happening now is when you drive traffic to one of the campaigns that you have copy pasted over, they will now start receiving emails from you automatically. They will start receiving emails from you, which are pre-written, that we have already tested, that we already know are working. And now you can actually guide them along the path and have them purchase more things from you in the future. So for example, we have Life, right? Life is a very, very attractive product. So who here is not a Life member or do not know what Life is? Because that would be a little odd if you don't know about it, but I would like to talk about it a little bit. Okay, so Nancy does it, for example. So let me explain really quickly what Life is. Okay, it's L-I-F-E, like so. And it refers to leads, insights, something and something. Okay, no, it refers to leads, insights.
Hey! Now, leverage, insights, funnels, and educations.
Okay, funnels and education. Okay, look, I always say,
get them lifers. Hop in here, show your strength. Sorry.
You can say leverage if you want. I always say leads just because I'm working on the Kypron mailer stuff, right? So in the mailer stuff, leads are leverage. Okay, and here's why leads are leverage. So you can say whatever you want, leads are leverage. But the point is behind Life, the point behind this whole thing is you get to see the campaigns that Kevin is running in real time. So you can go and copy and paste those campaigns over, and you can then go to Facebook and say, hey, I want you to run ads for these keywords to this URL, and I'm going to pay you $5 for it. That is actually literally what you do. I know it sounds like I'm oversimplifying it, but I'm not. That is literally what you're supposed to do. You watch a video from Kevin, which says, hey, for this campaign, let's say the Kypron default campaign, go to Facebook. This is the ad you want to use. Pay them $5 a day. And these are the keywords we're going to target. And these are the audience targeting settings that we're going to use. And you literally just replicate that. Takes you about 5 minutes. Literally just replicate that. And now you will have Facebook driving that traffic to you, and you get to make the money from that. Okay, it's very, very straightforward. There are probably about 3 or 4% of the people on this call who are really good at driving traffic already. You guys don't need this. For the rest of you, you should probably get this. It's a really, really good thing. And by the way, it's a $1 trial. So you can actually sign up for $1. You can go in there, you can see how the whole thing works. You can see whether or not the value is there for you, and you can decide whether you want to continue with that or not. Right, so super simple. Like everything in Kypron is either free or extremely low cost to make sure that you get to be profitable pretty quickly, right? We don't understand companies out there that charge you $5,000, $10,000 for something to begin with, because
I understand
then
it. I
you are already 10,000 in the hole.
Yeah, I get it. I just can't.
I don't understand it from the perspective of the consumer, right? I don't understand from the perspective of someone who says, I want to make money. Let me go into the whole 10 grand first and then come out of that.
Right.
So
you came online to make money, not drop $5,000 on a training course. Anyway, I have issues with that stuff.
Anyways, so you can go, and that's what Life is for. Now, if somebody purchases Life and they joined Kypron, even as a free member through you 6 months ago, that's totally fine. This dollar goes right to your bank account. And when they purchase Life, depending on the different conditions, the money from Life, anywhere from $30 to $70 also goes right to your bank account. Okay, so even though you're not doing much there. So this is an example of it's a simple product. Almost everybody who joins Kypron sees the tremendous value in life, so they all want to get life. If you don't have life and you want to consider it, you should. Okay, you can go in the back office, check it out. I'm not going to pitch you on it because I'm not very good at pitching it. Kevin is much better at it, for one. But secondly, you will see the value in it once you start creating campaigns. Then you'll naturally be like, oh, that makes sense. I should go do that. So this is an example of if you drove traffic to a free Kypron campaign and people signed up in there, and you had a mailing system in the background that was now telling this person, hey, here are some of the campaigns that are doing really well in life, and they went and purchased life, you will now get the commissions from that. You will now get the money from that. It's a significantly higher number of people who will end up purchasing it when you actually have mailings happening to them. And that's why a mailing system is kind of critical to get really good results. So that's why we decided to add it in there. And it's, like I said, it's going to be free to a certain amount. If you are a very heavy user, then you can pay for extra usage and so on. But again, the idea behind this is that all of this stuff lives inside this one place and kind of builds up on itself. So that brings us to the next point, right? So what is the next easier thing that can be done beyond joining live and mimicking Kevin's results? The next thing that we're going to be working on, and again, this will come out after we make the mailer live and we come out of the beta mode in the things that we have right now, is our traffic marketplace. So the next thing we're doing is a traffic marketplace where we have all these other people who are professionals at running ads. They're professionals at driving traffic to their own lists. They are in some cases driving traffic from their existing lists, things like that, right? Lots of different options, solo ad traffic, YouTube traffic. You have people who essentially piggyback off of major lists. You have magazine owners, stuff like that. There are all these people out there that you cannot just go out there and test with. Because if you go out and start testing with your money, you are very likely to lose most of it before you make some. So it's a nice thing to do if you have a big marketing budget. But okay, you know what? A quick question. Who here has a $5,000 or higher marketing budget to experiment with? And before the results come in, I'm just going to say, I'm guessing 90% of the people are going to say no, right? Okay, other than one or two. And Mike, you should message me on the side, $5,000 experimental money, I'll take it. I'm kidding, don't send me any money. But my point here is vast majority of the people do not have money to experiment with. So the idea behind the traffic place is the same thing that Kevin does in life. We go out there, we go to these traffic providers, we say, hey, I want to send 10,000 visitors to these 20 campaigns. And then we match up our results and we see where the traffic provider provides traffic for us at a certain cost and for which campaign it turned out to be profitable. And then we connect them in the traffic marketplace and we basically list it out for you and say, hey, if you want to run traffic to the Kypron default funnel, then you should use this traffic provider. If you want to get profitable campaign results from the Infinii funnel, then you should go to this particular provider. So you can actually literally go back there, copy and paste your campaign code, and then go to one of the traffic providers and say, here's $500. Please send traffic to this URL. And they just drive all the traffic for you. And that's the function of the traffic marketplace. So again, taking the simplicity one step further, making it much easier for you to get results and making it much easier for you to deal with this stuff in the way that you deal with traditional drop shipping with physical products. So in terms of, okay, so Jim, quick question about how do you run a Facebook campaign? That's kind of what life is for, right? So if you want very specific instructions on how to do these things and how to actually even create your own funnels and how to get really, really good at it, that's what you join live for. You watch how Kevin does it. You watch the training videos from it. Personally, as much as I despise Facebook, I dislike most social media. It's actually the best training that you're ever going to get on it. And it's a buck, like I said. So it's kind of a, kind of a silly thing not to do it. But this is basically what you want to be doing. Would the competition be high when everybody's selling the same products? Okay, perfect question. And this leads right into my next point. Okay, so the same thing that happened to the e-commerce industry is likely to happen to each and every industry, in that as more advertisers show up on Facebook, the cost of advertising will go up. Therefore, your likelihood of having more profitable campaigns goes down, right? Does that make sense? and I know I'm not supposed to do that, right? Like, again, this is a webinar for Kypron, so I'm just supposed to give you guys the dream scenarios, right? Oh, imagine you go on Facebook, you paid them $5, you made 5,000. Now repeat that. Look, that's not reality, right? And hopefully you guys know that. If you're on any webinars where people are telling you that forever in the next 20 years this won't change, they're completely lying to you. What's the same today that was the same 20 years ago? I mean, who do you guys even use landlines anymore? Nobody does, right? That's my point. Things change dramatically, and that's part of the idea behind this. So these campaigns are constantly being edited. That's one of the things that Kevin mentioned. And if a campaign becomes unprofitable for us, we remove it. And if the campaign, we can't find a way for it to be profitable, then in some cases, we're actually able to figure out a way to make it profitable. Let me give you an example. Actually, I'll give you 2 examples for it. So first, when we first started running a campaign, so this campaign actually, this was run for Kypron and then for Life, right, Kevin? This was actually selling Life subscriptions as well. That was the monetization on this.
Absolutely.
Can you confirm?
I can.
All right. So when we started this would not have been profitable at us generating us as affiliates. Okay, so remember that Kevin and I are also affiliates, so quote unquote, in Kypron. So we're not the guys just collecting all the money or something. The money goes right to you. Okay, it goes to your Stripe account. The same way the money is processed in our Stripe account when we drive the traffic. So what we found is originally Life paid, I believe, $30 per sale. And when we ran the campaigns, we were like, you know what, this is not going to be profitable. This is not going to be profitable because the amount of money that we want to spend to scale it up on the front end would not be profitable. Now, of course, it would be profitable in month 2 and 3 because it's recurring billing. But in the first month, it's not going to be profitable for us. So we actually went in and we increased that to $70 per sale. Now, similarly, we are shareholders, high shareholders in some of the companies that we have campaigns for back there. You guys can probably anticipate that. I'm guessing you guys know that we are 2 of the biggest shareholders in DST and Infinii as well. And we've diluted that some, but it's still pretty high. So we actually are able to go there, and this is one of the things that we are doing right now, literally. We actually already had a big discussion about it with all the parties involved there to make a decision on how to increase commissions there so that our campaigns are going to be profitable there. So we can actually go back there and negotiate that. The same thing with cryptocurrency and trading stuff. We are actually in negotiation right now with one of the trading company offers to increase commissions for Kypron members so we can ensure that we have profitable campaigns. These are some of the things that we can do. Another thing that we did, that we found out, is we used to have a $1 14-day trial for Life and then a $97 a month billing. One of the things that we found from our results was also that a 14-day delay in the payout, in the actual billing, was unnecessary. It's at like 82% of the people, Kevin, 82% of the people are actually going to stay on beyond the trial, because, or actually it's higher than that right now. But 82% or some of the people. All right, so pretty high number, let's say. All right, so about 90%. I don't want to admit that Kevin is right, so we'll just say 85. So 85% of the people roughly are going to stay beyond the 14-day trial. And actually they come back in the first 2 or 3 days and they're like, oh, this is amazing, this is awesome, I'm definitely in here, I'm running campaigns, I'm getting profitable results, and so on. It made no sense to have a 14-day trial because this hamstrung you when it came to continuing to run your ads, right? Because you would have to wait 14 days before you would get enough money in to continue running your ads on Facebook. We don't want you to run ads on Facebook or YouTube or Bing or whatever it is that you're running the ads. We don't want you to run those ads without getting paid. So then we ran a supplemental thing. We compared data, we compared results. We obviously have a lot of experience running these kind of offers before. And then we found that, oh, you know what? When we ran a $1 3-day trial, conversions stay the same or higher. People are the same or high, or just as satisfied or higher. Everything works out the same, but now I'm getting paid much faster. So this is a much better campaign for us to run when we are running a campaign as a seller for Life. So the same situation that you would be in is the situation that we are in, right? We don't make money from other people going out there and selling the stuff. We basically make our money by being a seller as well. So this is one of the simple changes that we can make. Again, What this does is it actually turns our campaign significantly more profitable, or allows us to measure profitability very, very quickly. So I'm just giving you guys examples of the kind of things that we can do in the background, and we are able to see this kind of data and ensure profitability. But you're 1,000% correct. Okay, and 1,000% is obviously not a logical thing to say. It is just a figure of speech to try and say you are so correct that you probably don't even know it. That as more people pursue the exact same campaigns with the exact same ads, your results will start to go down. That's why one of the things that we are doing in life specifically is when we have successful campaigns, there is something called lookalike audiences. Who here is aware of lookalike audiences in Facebook? 2 people maybe. Okay, so what we're able to do is create lookalike audiences for the people that we know are ideally targeted to this, give you guys that CSV. If you, as you're aware of it, you can actually import that in, and now you can target far more people. Eventually that will run out. Even though that's now counting into 20, 30, 40 million people, eventually that will run out. You will start experiencing campaigns that are just breaking even or not being profitable long term. And that's why you will then wake up the next day and you will say, this campaign isn't doing so great for me. Let me go back here and grab a different campaign from the done for you campaign list. Or let me see what new campaign has been added, what new traffic source has been added in the traffic marketplace. Or let me see if there's a new traffic source available from Kevin in live, and if I can replicate that. So your possibilities are constantly increasing the exact same way that you do things when you're selling an item on eBay. You start selling, it's going great, and then one day somebody else shows up, they swipe your exact title, they undercut you by $1.50, and now suddenly you're like, oh my goodness, I was making $25 a day, maybe $25 an hour from this product, and now it's not selling as much anymore because somebody else is competing with me on it. And what do you do then? The right thing to do then is to say, oh, let me go find another product. Let me go find some other keywords that this product is working for. Let me go find a different marketplace. Maybe I should be selling this on Bonanza as well. And that's the thing that you do over here as well, except instead of you doing it, Kevin is the one who does it, and then he just lets you know.
That's what I was just going to chime in on that, because it's funny that you're talking about this. I'm really glad you're talking about this and the custom audiences, because the next 3 videos that are going in life hit this exact issue. I created some ads, I ran some traffic to it, it was converting very profitably, and now 2 weeks later, those ads are starting to not be profitable. So guess what I do? I went and created a custom audience and a lookalike audience. And that training, guys, lifers, chime in if you're in life. You guys will have that training in there tonight. 3 more videos are going back there to address this exact issue. And you're going to see how I do it. And I'm going to give you the video that I'm using to overcome that. Okay? So as I hit obstacles that Hitesh just outlined for you, I'm going to be, if anyone's going to hit them first, it's going to be me, because I'm pretty sure between Hitesh and I, we're going to generate so many traffic and leads. We'll get to see ahead of time what the issues are. We can combat that, and we bring you the exact campaigns that we're using today, right now, that have fixed those issues. So it just doesn't really stop. I just keep bringing you, hey, this is the issue that you're going to run into in 2 weeks from now. Wouldn't it be nice to know that? Who here would like to know in 2 weeks when I run an ad, this is the issue that's going to pop up in 2 weeks from now, and already have the answer to go ahead and keep that ad profitable? That's what we're talking about, right? If that makes sense. It's like looking into the future, because I've been there, I've done that in my little pond, and you're going to have the same issue in your little pond. Everyone who runs traffic and leads and generation and to get profit, anyone who runs traffic to get sales and profits, you're doing it in your own little pond. Yes, you're competing with other people, but you are in a little pond, and you get to see what happened in my pond first before you even get there. It's like knowing how to look around the corner before you hit that corner. So that's what's happening. And tonight, you guys lifers, you're going to see 3 more videos pop in there addressing this. And tomorrow, you're going to have a new video to run an advertisement to. You're going to see the exact ad that I run it to, the exact video that I'm running that ad to. You can just take it and run with it. So that's where we're at. So I'm really glad you touched on that, Hitesh, because It's an issue that we just hit and we've overcome it. And these guys are going to hit it in 2 weeks from now and they'll have the answer to overcome it. So pretty exciting stuff. And remember, life is a dollar trial. And right now you might have heard a lot of times me say in different videos, life is a 14-day trial. Like Hitesh just said, we've changed it now. It's now a 3-day trial to get you guys into profit quicker, to get you guys into profit faster, because we saw from our own testing that that's how we made money a lot quicker, a lot faster with the same conversion rates. So you guys get to enjoy that as well. So pretty excited. It is active now, Lorna. It is. And I'll actually log back there and show you. I don't want to interrupt Hitesh too much because I want him to keep talking. but I do want to just kind of hop out and let you guys know and kind of piggyback off of that, because while what he's saying, we're actually doing. It's happening right now. So yeah. There we are. Hitesh, can you chime in on something, because I kind of talked about some possibilities of something that we'll be doing down the road. And actually, let me back up. Number one, when we talk about the internal mailer, guys and gals, we're going to try to have that for Lifers first. So if you're in Kypron Life, you'll have access to that first, because you guys have been rocking it out. You're doing this stuff. We know what you know. We know what you have access to. We know the training that you have. We know the resources that you have, because you have the same resources and training that we do, and we're giving it to you. So the mailer, we should be rolling that out in Life first for you guys to go ahead and run through it when we do roll it out. But there's something else that we're doing that another possibility, and I don't want to say concrete because we have so many things going on right now, but Hitesh, could you chime in on something? Because we discussed a way to push Facebook advertisements to other people's accounts. Could you elaborate a little bit on what that means? And guys and gals, if you're running ads, perk up for this one, because you really want to listen to what he's about to say, because this is huge for you, for automation and speed of getting results. So I'm going to shut up. I really want to hear what you have to say about this.
Okay. Sure. So let me first explain kind of what Kevin and my roles are, right? So we're both marketers. We both love doing marketing and advertising kind of stuff. We're constantly running multiple companies and doing this stuff. So it's exciting. The difference is Kevin's passion and strength lies in teaching people how to replicate his results. My passion and strength lies in building a platform where you can replicate his results without talking to him, right? Because having been associate with Kevin now for 7 years almost, or 6 years. One of the things that I've really come to know is I need to reduce the amount of time other people have to spend.
Yeah.
So
I knew that was coming,
I want to build so I need to build stuff that you don't necessarily have to listen to Kevin to just benefit from the best part of him, which is his ability to run really, really good ads. So one of the cool things that we're right now building for Life is the ability for whenever Kevin creates a campaign that's doing really well for him on Facebook, he's able to actually push that automatically into your Facebook accounts, into your Facebook ad accounts, so that it can also start running in your ad account without you actually having to go in there and replicate it and copy the same targeting and try to go after the same people. You can actually do that automatically without even going through the video. So one of the ideal things in our minds is to create a system where you basically copy a campaign code over and you say, yeah, I want to drive traffic to this. It will find the best Facebook campaign for that, the latest Facebook campaign that's doing well for Kevin. It'll mimic that into your Facebook account. It'll just copy that over in your Facebook account, and now it'll automatically start running there. Now, I do want to say upfront, one, you'll still have to push one button to accept that, because we're not going to ever run something in somebody's account where it just runs it by itself and you guys are on the hook to pay for it. You have to push a button yourself. The second thing is, that's a very nice feature. It sounds glorious. It sounds wonderful. But the end goal, the end result is exactly the same, which is to replicate the results that Kevin is getting right now. So as wonderful as it sounds and as wonderful automation is, you shouldn't be waiting for it too long. You should actually be trying to copy his results right now. There isn't really a reason for us to wait too much. I'm going to also address a few questions really quickly. So one is a question about, are we targeting specifically US members? No, we target whatever is profitable. Okay, so we might target North Korea. Well, I shouldn't say that. The NSA is probably listening to this. So no, we target whatever country in the world is going to be producing profitable results for us. We'll target basically any audience that provides good results. It's not necessarily going to be targeted just towards US members, but largely, by and large, 90% of the time, we are focused on English speakers at least. Okay, and I mean the right English speakers, not the Brits with their T. I'm kidding. I obviously speak British English as well. So, anyways, so that's one. The second thing is, I've never done this. Is there a tutorial? Yes, of course there are tons of tutorials in here, but here's my experience, Nancy. So this is answering Nancy's question specifically. What I found is too many videos and too many tutorials are just as disruptive to your thought process as having no instruction is. Okay, so really what I need you to focus on when you get in here is the tutorial on how to import campaigns, how to copy paste pre-existing campaigns, because we don't want you to have to go out there and learn how to create a sales page, how to create an opt-in page, how to drive traffic between them. We want you to not have to learn too much. We want you to actually be able to create those things. So before you sign up for Life or anything like that, okay, before you spend any money, don't spend any money yet. If you're doing this for the first time, log in here, log into your free account, copy a campaign over, play around with it, play around with the ability to edit some of these campaigns and edit some of the pages, replacing a link with your link, things like that. Okay, go ahead and do some of those things first. And then once you're comfortable with that and you realize, okay, this is why I need to drive traffic, then go join Life when you're ready to drive traffic. Until then, just play around with this a little bit, see how the whole thing works, see how easily you can replicate some of the stuff, right? Just by clicking a button and clicking on copy code. Just do that first, get used to it, and watch this video specifically. If you go to your dashboard, you'll see these videos here. Specifically watch these 3 videos. And once you have done that, I think you'll be good to go. One of the great things that's happening right now is there is a lot of stuff that you had to know to run an online business a while back that you just don't need to anymore, right? There's no reason for you to know that anymore. Just like you don't need to know HTML editing to work on web pages anymore, because there are so many good editors available. The same way you don't need to actually go and figure out how to do some of the stuff because it's already done for you now. In terms of, okay, and good suggestion, William, yes, you should set up your Stripe account, but that's actually covered in here. So you will set it up. First time learning this stuff, very happy to have Kevin. That's what everybody says until 6 months. And then they say, oh, Kevin again. No, I honestly, you guys don't even know how good it is that you have it right now, learning from Kevin directly. Easily one of the best people to learn from, one of the most helpful people, and a person who actually knows this stuff. There are a lot of people out there who are literally just watching somebody else's videos. In many cases, they're watching Kevin's videos, and then they just regurgitate that information and tell you that they're some kind of a master and charge you $1,000 for it. People do that all the time. There are people out there who do that in e-commerce. There are people out there who do that in advertising. There are people out there who do that with copywriting and so on. Lots of people do that. And that's one of the key differences here, right? Because what you're getting to see from Kevin each time is, look, I ran this ad, it didn't work, here is why. I ran this ad and it worked really well, and here is why. And he can show you why that happened. He can, hopefully you can see, I mean, I don't have even a PowerPoint presentation because we know this stuff, right? So we're just talking about what we already know. So I can do this on Paint, and Kevin can just spitball that using Facebook because that's what he does. So really, you guys are in very, very good hands with him. As long as he keeps his hands to himself, yes.
I knew that was coming at the end. Yeah,
okay.
we got.
Does Life include Core? Let me answer this one quick. So yeah, Life and Core are two very, very different things. Okay, and currently Core is closed. We're not even accepting people in there because we have a very small group of beta users in Core specifically. And because of that, we don't allow anybody to join Core right now. We're working on some cool stuff inside Core. So they're two very, very different things. Like I said, life is about the traffic side of the system. Core has some advanced functionalities to actually improve your results in very, very strong ways. But until now, we have kept it closed for public usage because we are still working on it. So they're two very different things. And there were like a couple of questions that I missed in here. When is the in-house responder going to be up and running? We will announce that. We're not going to announce a date for it yet because, like I said, we're in beta. We're constantly coming across things that we need to improve. So we're working on that in parallel. Hopefully, we will have it out in the next 2 weeks or so, but there is no fixed date for it yet because it's not something that you need instantly. It's not something we are charging for anyway. Our first aim is to make sure that the internal campaigns that we are providing are actually getting some really, really good results for you.
And I got a question here from Janice asking, she's on a 14-day trial on Life. If you're currently on a 14-day trial, you're still on a 14-day trial. So for those of you who made that decision and took advantage of a $1 trial for 14 days, and you're rocking out Life, it's still 14 days for you. Moving forward, we're changing it to 3 days. And again, we're doing that to get more money in your pocket very quickly. And, every successful business owner, every successful person that I know online is a quick decision maker. They get in there, they see something, they go, yep, I want to get this, I want to do this, and they run with it. And we're looking for people who are going to be like that and be successful with us and follow the training, implement it, and and get results. We want to get you results, and this is going to help you do that. So definitely. Thank you, Janice. I appreciate that question. And Karen, if you're already in Life, then it'll automatically rebill you. You're good, which I believe you are. Are you, Karen? Hop in there. Let me know. Pretty sure you're in Life. You've been doing pretty awesome.
How soon before it switches?
Tonight. It's already switched.
It'll be switched. Yep, it's in place now. But also, you guys have to understand something. So this is not from the perspective of, oh, look, you're gonna get billed sooner. The thing that you have to switch your mindset a little bit. You can't always be the consumer. Okay, the consumer doesn't make any money. Okay, the business owner makes money, the seller makes money, the investor makes money, the consumer does not make money. The consumer receives something else, right? They receive value in what they're spending their money on. But you have to switch your mindset as well in this particular perspective. And me using the word mindset is already like breaking 8 of my own internal rules. So my point is, you guys have to think of it from the perspective of, how am I going to make the most money? Because I'm going to be selling this product. I'm going to be selling Life. What is the ideal sales funnel that I'm going to make the most money from as a seller? Okay, don't think too much from the perspective of, because it's not going to be hard for you to make back the cost of the product itself, because hopefully you're actually going to implement the ads and you're going to get the results pretty quickly. Okay, so hopefully you're going to be profitable, within the first week, and we have seen people be profitable within the first 24 hours. But that's kind of an outlier situation. That happens when they have already set up their account, they're already running some ads on Facebook. They're like, oh, this is great, I can just plug this in. But if you are brand new to this, anticipate about a week. But within the week, you should actually begin to generate profits. Isn't that what you would say, Kevin? If they're actually following the process?
Oh yeah. And I'll tell you what. You want me to grab the screen and I'll go through Life real quick? Do you guys want to see that after I answer a quick question from Elaine? I'll show you guys what this is all about. Because who here has not seen the back office of Life? Who here wants me to show you that? We'll see if there's.
And actually, Kevin, because since you are answering Elaine's question, can you also go over selling an e-commerce product using everything that's in Life, like your coffee mugs and stuff?
Oh yeah, for sure. So real quick, yeah, all right. So let me go through, and you guys just, everyone in the chat just said yes. So I got to scroll up and grab Elaine's. Okay, here we go. So Elaine is asking, if I have is there a way to sell an e-commerce product using the system, right? That's the gist of her question. So Elaine, let me know if you're in e-commerce right now, if you're selling products. And I'm going to show you guys, let me pause my screen. I'm going to show you guys what I've done and give you a little insight into some training that I'm going to be putting back here. So let me, as far as the e-commerce realm goes. So let me hop on over. I got my screen paused. I'm going into my Facebook ads account real quick, and I'm just going to pull up something that I want to show you. Be patient with me. I'm almost there. This is kind of on the fly because this is a phenomenal question, and I want to show you guys how I run a funnel to sell things. So all right. Lifetime. It's kind of on the fly. All right. So you guys should see my screen here. So do you guys see this screen right here? Let me know if you see a back office of Facebook. Okay, so this is a coffee cup that I was selling, and I had 2,754 people add this to cart. It cost me $1.26 to do this, and the reason why I'm showing you this is it'll make sense to you in a minute. So it costs $1.26 to get this add to cart. I spent $3,481 on just this campaign. I'm not saying you have to spend that much money, but I am going to ask you a question. Do you think I would have spent $3,481 if this wasn't profitable? If I ever show you something, I'm like, look, I spent $18,000 on Bing ads, which we're going to get into this week. If I show you something that I spent $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 on, the only reason why I did that is because it's profitable for me, right? So here is where this took them to in this advertisement. And I paused this one because I did this for fun and to teach. So I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do this. So it took them to this coffee cup right here. Now, I'm a fairly patriotic kind of guy. I was in the military for almost 2 decades, retired out of the Air Force. And so I love this kind of stuff. This stuff resonates with me. If it doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't resonate with you. It doesn't matter. You know why it doesn't matter? Because it resonates with the people who purchased it. So what I did was I ran them to a simple page like this, just had the picture of the product. It had the cost of the product. It says, get it now. That's the essence of this whole page. Get it now. Anything else on here, I don't even want this. I don't want this here. Nothing else. It was there because I ran this in a Shopify store. I don't want this here. I don't want this here. I don't want anything there. All I want is, here's a picture of what you're going to get. Here's how you get it. Does that make sense? This is all I want. Here's a picture of what you're going to get. Here's how to get it. Let me know in the chat if that makes sense. And I designed it, William. Okay, cool. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. So that's all I want. What can we make in Kypron with our capture page creator? Think about this. We can make simple capture pages, and you guys will see us populate it back there with the template that works just like this. It'll have a picture of whatever you're selling, right? It'll have some bullet points about what you're selling. It'll have some fear of loss, and it'll have a button that says get it now. And so if you're selling, let's say on a Shopify store, you would just connect the get it now to the button where they add to cart. That's it. And we'll give you the capture pages in order to do this. This is the stuff we're going to be rolling out alongside of the training of how I did this. So when we roll training out and when we go ahead and teach things, we're not doing it from the standpoint of, I read this in a book somewhere or I watched somebody else do it. I'm going to give you pages and give you a mechanism to sell your products based off of me spending $3,400 just on one ad. There's more. If I go to this campaign level, you'll see more. And I'll save that for when we actually go ahead and do that training, okay? And yes, Mike asks, did you get their email address? Absolutely. So when somebody comes to my page and says, oh, I want this product, this is pretty cool, and they go get it now, I'm collecting their email address so I can remarket to them. And that is where the big money's made. It just so happened I made money on the front end. Every time I spent $1, I made 3 with this on the front end. On the back end, once I start emailing and putting follow-up sequences for more items that I'm selling, that's when it got really crazy and profitable and making some really good profits. So I'm going to teach all of this. I'm going to show you guys how to do this. And I'm going to give you guys a course on this. And I'm not going to charge when I release this course, just so you know, real quick, just let me ask this question. How much would you pay if I went ahead and built you and showed you guys exactly how I did this, how I made, $10,000 selling a coffee mug, show you guys the ads, show you guys the site, show you everything, and give you the actual capture pages? How much would that be worth? I'm not going to charge. Just put in a chat how much something like that would be worth. I just want to say, I'm just curious. It's not even a product available to buy. So hypothetical situation. Okay. I've got a 300, a 100. Tim says 25. You're lowballing me, buddy. 497.
No, he didn't say 25. He said 25 billion.
Oh, did he? So 500, 3,000. Look, when I do this course and I'm going to start recording it here pretty soon, I'm going to put it in the back office for either $97 one time or $47 one time. I haven't decided yet. And just let you guys have at it. Go for it. And then when you sell that course, if somebody joins you in the system, I'm going to give you like 70% commission on it, like something crazy like that. So we're building out these different trainings as Kypron goes on. Right now we're in beta. This is like week 2, guys, right? As this goes on, when I populate training and do these kind of things, I'm not doing it from the standpoint of how can a company make money? I don't care. Here's what we care about. How can we get you money? And how can we as affiliates, Hitesh and I as affiliates of this system, just like everybody else, grow an income with it? And if that answer means we give 100% commission on this program, on this course, then that's what it means. And if I see enough people in this chat tell me to do 100%, then I'll do it. What do you think about that, Hitesh? What do you think about that?
I don't think about it at all. It's up to the people to decide.
Yeah, and it looks like they're saying 100%. Hector says 99% would be okay too. Yeah, then there we go. We just settled on it. And you guys can even decide the price. But I'm not doing this stuff. Again, we're going to be teaching and doing all these things inside this system because, one, we just love to do it. It's our passion. Training, helping people grow an income, and providing the systems to do it. That's what we do here, right? That's what we do here. And hopefully you guys can see that. And I know you guys, your bank accounts are going to see it as time goes by. But we just want to be able to put the value out there, give you guys the value, and get as much money in your pocket from a standpoint of somebody who is promoting the system as well, because that's what we're doing, right? So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing here. Now, I'll show you something else. And this will be a preview of that training that we did that I'm putting back there tonight. Hold on a second. Just pause my screen for a second. And I had a question. Somebody asked me, what's the best Bitcoin company to join? I want you to understand something too. When I put these funnels back here in the done for you side of the house, all right, and I just want to touch on this before I go any further because I've gotten a couple questions on these. When I put a funnel for weight loss or a funnel for Bitcoin, that doesn't mean I'm in a Bitcoin company promoting it, right? But I do help a lot of people that are really good friends of mine that are good marketers and that are in these programs. And I have designed capture pages and sales funnels that work for them. And so I might not be involved in it, but I have tested it out and ran those campaigns as somebody, running those campaigns for somebody else. You guys get to leverage that, right? You get to leverage that. Weight loss, I've made a lot of money in weight loss industry in running affiliate programs and things of that nature too. So when you see me populate a campaign back here, it's typically from the standpoint of I've run this campaign and made money with it, either for myself or with somebody else. I just want to toss that out there because I keep getting that question. But here's the back office of life, and you guys should see this. Can you guys see the back office of Kypron Life? Let me know. Make sure we're unpaused. Beautiful. Thank you. So this is the back office of life, and I'll show you where we're at right now. When somebody comes into life, okay, we have live webinars. We've only done one of these, as life has only been active for the last week or so. We've done one. We're going to do some more when it's needed. But sometimes it's just quicker for me to knock out a video and get it in your hands ASAP in real time as I do stuff. And that's what we do here. So we have our own Facebook group. So let me know if you're in life and you're not. Thank you, Joseph. I really appreciate that. Let me, guys and gals, let me know if you're in life, but you're not in this Facebook group. All right, get in that Facebook group, okay? Make sure you're in there. Make sure you're in the Facebook group. We do so much in there. It's ridiculous. So we have a Facebook group. We have our live webinars that we're going to be running, but we also have what's called our first 48 hours. And you can watch this. It'll start from the beginning if it's your first time back here. It walks you through what you need to do in your first 48 hours inside of the system. Let me pause that. And then we walk you through understanding the sales funnel. I want to really hammer this home. So we walk through understanding your sales funnel, and this is actually going to be updated. As our tactics change, as we generate income and it changes a little bit, I will update this stuff. So if you haven't watched it, in the next 24 hours, there'll be a new video here walking you through this because we've made some tweaks. That's what business is all about. Running ads, running experiments, tweaking, and I get to provide you with all the positive results, and I get to throw away the negatives, right? Different campaigns, right? Understand your custom life campaign. There's a campaign in here that is for my life members, and there'll be more being added back here, okay? So there'll be more of those being added back here. That's your first 48 hours, getting up to speed, because we have a lot of people that are new or a lot of people that have been trained the wrong way. They've just simply been trained the wrong way. Who here has gone through training and it didn't work at all? And because it was just all theories. Let me know in the chat. Yeah, exactly, Tim, right? Karen, Mike, exactly. Misha, Jeremy, Jerry, Janice, it happens all the time. High-level people you would think would know what they're talking about, guys. We have a little inside knowledge. They really don't. Not going to throw anybody under the bus, but it really will make you a tad upset if you're sitting in my chair. So then we're going to go into marketing on Facebook. You'll see these two saying coming soon. That's because I'm doing them in real time and teaching them in real time. And I'll release them here. And some of these, actually the search traffic, I'll release that here pretty soon. But here's what we have back in the back office as it stands. We run a specific strategy. You have to have a strategy in what you're going to do. So I teach you my video ad stacking strategy. Let me know if you've never heard of that before, because this strategy is insanely powerful. So I'm going to walk you through that. Then we're going to set up the foundation of your business. Okay. I'm going to give you an overview of the module. We're going to set up your fan page. It's going to take us 13 minutes and 40 seconds. You can see the timestamp on the video. We're going to create your fan page. Then we're going to link it to a business account. And all you're doing is going down the line and doing what I'm doing with you in real time. We're going to make our first post. This is interesting because your first post, I'm giving you the video. I'm giving you exactly what I posted, right, in part 1. And in part 2, we're going to post a video together that I give you to download. All right. Instead of having you having to think and guess about it, here's what's working for me. Here's how you're going to go ahead and here's the video. Just take the video and go. And this is what you're going to post. And we're going to do that together. Then we get into your first 500 likes. Who here has been through this module? Let me know in the chat and let me know how that's worked for you to getting your first 500 likes like day 1. Okay. Let me know in the chat. My lifers pop in here and yeah, Richard worked. Karen worked. Joseph, beautiful, beautiful. So now we get into installing pixels. This sounds really difficult, installing a pixel, but you have to track things, and it's not difficult at all. I'm going to walk you through it and give you a PDF. We're going to walk through that PDF together. It takes 8 minutes, and you're up and running, and that's me going slow with you. Then we get into Facebook advertisements, okay? Best practices, how not to lose money when you're running a Facebook ad. Right? That's 22 minutes. That's the foundation of your ads. Then we get into boosting your fan page. Sounds easy. Gonna walk you through it because a lot of people have never done it. Then we get into ads managers. And you'll notice the progression that we go in is what you need to know as you're going. There's no hype. There's no filler material in here. We're not going to spend 7 hours learning some kind of strategy. I need you guys to get in here, know what you need to know, and take action. Know what you need to know and take action. Know what you need to know and take action. So then we get into audience insights. And this is the training that I put in there so far. And I'll show you what I'm putting in there tonight. All right, so we have audience insights. This is going to help you delve down and really make you independent to where you can find your own audiences and you get to see the ones that I targeted. Okay, then I've got a couple case studies, my first 24 hours, my first 48 hours running these campaigns. Then I've got some FAQs, live webinar replay for our first webinar in Kypron Life. Tonight, we're going to get into, we're getting to custom audiences. Those videos are going back there. They'll be back there in about 3 hours. Custom audiences and really expanding and finding a bigger audience to get your ad in front of, okay? To kind of bring everything full circle. And then you'll see me making another ad tomorrow, giving you the ad, giving you the video that I use, giving you the targeting that I use. Everything I do, I give it to you, okay? And then I come back and I say, look, this worked, this didn't. Let me show you one of these. Quick 3-minute case study. I want to show you guys what kind of lead flow. Let me pause that. So I was showing this. I had 45 leads, and I think this is like 48 hours in, generating me 45 leads at $1 per lead. Okay. So as I get results, I go bring you the case studies. So pretty cool stuff, huh? What do you guys think of that? What do you think of that? We kind of went off on a tangent in life, didn't we? Hop in the chat, let me know. Pretty cool? Yeah. And we have our own Facebook group in Life. And so if you're in Life, get in that Facebook group because I know like half of you aren't in that Facebook group. But it is an adventure in there. It's an adventure in that Facebook group. It's crazy in there. A lot of people, it's crazy in the sense that a lot of people are helping each other out. I've seen Karen in there help people and get helped. I've seen Joseph in there. I've seen a lot of you guys running, in that Facebook group, helping each other out. And I can't tell you how amazing it is to see that happen. And you might not realize it, but Dana, Roger, Bill, Amy, Sacha, love ya, Bob, Carly, Jeff, Larry, a lot of you guys that are in there helping each other out, it really does go a long way. It really does go a long way. It really is helping people. And I really appreciate you guys for being in there and doing that. So get in there and get into Life. Or get into that Facebook group. If you're in Life, get in that Kypron Life group. This is where I go when I wake up in the morning. And it's like the last thing I see before I go to sleep, right? I can't spend my entire existence in there or else I wouldn't be able to deliver traffic and training and content to you. But I'm in there quite a bit. I'm in there kind of bit. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Richard. Appreciate you. So Life, the cost of Life is $1 for your first 3 days, and then it's $97 a month, Ernie. So it's $1 for your first 3 days. You can get it pretty much from anywhere in the back office. You just, right here, you can click on that. You'll see a kind of a 2-week-old video. So there's my ugly mug in the office. And you'll see this is kind of outdated now because there's so much happening in there. We'll update this, but this encompasses exactly what we're doing in there, right? And then you can get access to it, get it here, or you can access it here if you already have it. You just click on that, it'll take you to the back office. And I do need to
clarify this. So, when Kevin says there's his ugly mug, he's not referring to the coffee mug.
No, I'm not. I'm not referring to the coffee mug. However, I had somebody say, hey, we need coffee mugs and t-shirts in Life. Lifers, you guys, I'm gonna start getting those worked on and getting them back there because I want a Life mug. I want a Life mug. So yeah, it's a really cool community. Hitesh, you got to get in that group, my friend. These guys are amazing in there. They're just helping each other out all the time. Like it's the community that you dream of, the Life community that we have right now, right? It's the community of people that you really just want to hang out with and be around and learn from and teach and so it's phenomenal. So I can't express how much I appreciate the community that we have here. These guys are amazing.
Well, I can't remember the last time I woke up. My wife was like, "Oh, you look in a really good mood," and I was like, "Yeah, I had a really good dream about a Facebook community." So I don't know how accurate your statement is.
It's awesome.
I understand the point. Yes.
Yeah, these guys, it's crazy. It's crazy in there. They're just helping each other out. We had Roger already, and we're going to be doing some giveaways in there as well too. We already gave out a Blue Yeti, so if I see things that are, yeah, it just gets going to get even better and better in there because the people in there are just so cool. So yeah,
In
that's
all the
that.
glory of life, though, I really want to make sure that everybody gets the core point behind what Kypron is about, right? It's a very, very simple system. I really, really, it's so simple that I'm concerned at times that people try to overcomplicate it because they think in their mind that for something to be effective, it has to be complicated, right?
Yeah.
Because the more barrier to entries typically means more money. But this is ridiculously simple. This is as easy in concept as drop shipping is.
Hmm.
Somebody else creates products. There's a traffic marketplace. You're going to get the traffic from some other companies. You're not going to drive it yourself. You're going to let somebody else tell you exactly what to do in there. Leverage the big companies to send the traffic to your products. The only difference is instead of making 5 to 10% profit margins, you're making 50 to 100% profit margins. That's all. That is literally all it is. That's what you guys have to just get through your mind. You're just copy pasting the code. It creates your listing for you if that makes it easier for you to understand. It's creating your page where you now send traffic. Then you're going to go to Kevin and say, hey, Kevin, I copied it over. That took me 30 seconds. Now in the next 15 minutes, please show me exactly where I get the traffic from. Kevin shows you where to get the traffic from, and now you're in business. That's literally all you have to do. So just try to nail that part down. Okay, forget about everything else for a moment. Just nail that part down. If you're confused about it or concerned about it, and this is why we strived to make the whole system free, right? This is why Kypron is free, so that you can get in there and you can play around with it. You can get used to it. And once you come to the realization that, oh, I literally have everything I need, and now I just need to drive traffic, then you can go to live and plug into that whole system as well. Again, like I said, we're going to have a traffic marketplace. We'll have our own in-house autoresponder system in here. We're going to have a lot of other cool stuff that we're working on as well, like the automated Facebook ads creation and such. But this is the beginning, and you already have everything you need. So really what you need to do now is take action. If you don't have your Kypron account, which should not be the case, pretty much everybody on this webinar should have their Kypron account, because when you register for the webinar, immediately after that, you're taken to a page where we tell you, Kevin and his mug are on that page, and they tell you, hey, create your Kypron account, because on the webinar, we're going to show you how to use it, and you can then mimic our results. So you should do that like pretty much instantly.
Yeah, and I'm going to show you guys something real quick. This is going to be edited a little bit, but this is one of the next pages that I'm going to be testing out and running traffic to. And once I see that it's profitable and make my changes I have to make over the next couple of days, then you guys will have access to it, right? And it's got some testimonials on here from my gal Karen. Chuck Wood is on here. Sacha's on here. Larry's on here. Rodney's on here. Bob, my buddy's on here. Richard's on here, right? And they're just talking about what they've done, right? And what they think about the system. And I'll zoom in and let you guys see this. So let me zoom in. There's my girl Karen, and she's just talking about how she finished the first videos. These are all from members inside of Life. You're excited about the program. Without it, she never, it never would have been possible for her. And she's rocking it out. And then we got Chuck saying, hey, got my first lead this morning. The lead came from boosting my post. So he went in there and got to, and I'll show you exactly where he got to. Let's go back into Kypron. He got to this part right here in the Facebook marketing training where we run our first ad and we boost our fan page post. So when he got to this portion right here, he ran that boost and got his first lead from boosting the post. Boom. Awesome stuff. Sacha, she put the video up 18 minutes ago and she had 25 unique views and 2 fresh leads. That video that I told you can just download out of the back office. Larry's in here saying, hey, thank you, I'm loving life. Beneath this, he had a giant snapshot of like 30 or 40 people that he had brought in, but I couldn't fit it on this page, but it's awesome. He's like, hey, and Rodney says, hey, I just boosted his first fan page video and got his first campaign up and approved. He's saying, look, I would not have been able to do this without the amazing system and our fearless leader, Kevin. Rodney, you're awesome, man. Keep rocking it out. And Bob's he's excited about this. He posted his first video as well. So we got action takers that are getting results this early. So just appreciate you guys. Satya, I think you're like voted MVP right now. Anyone who is in life, toss in there if you think Satya's MVP. She saves me so much. Oh, she helps so much. Just amazing. We have some awesome people in there, guys, for sure. Amy, I don't know, Amy. It's like, it's hard. There's so many people in here that are just amazing. What I see, let me just, and I'm going to stop because, I know a lot of you want to go watch the fight, and I appreciate you guys being here with, we got hurricanes going on and all kinds of stuff happening. And here you are, on your Saturday night with us, and I appreciate your time. And we've been on here for a long time. But I just want to say this, and then I'm going to let Hitesh close us out and we'll roll. What I see inside of life is a group of leaders. We have some leaders in there that came to us as leaders, right? They were already established, they were doing things, and they're rocking it out. And I see a lot of up and coming leaders and up and coming business owners that I see are going to go very, very, very far, right? You can get a sense about these things. And you can see the actions that they're taking. Me and Hitesh had like an hour-long conversation about this the other night because it's humbling to see how people are developing inside of Kypron life. And I know where they're going to be in a year from now. Like I can see it like it's crystal clear in front of me where a lot of these folks are going to be in 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. I can see where they're going to be, because I've walked that path, right? And I know where they're going to be. And it's very, very exciting for us to be a part of that, and just for them to be able to look back and, when they're making $30,000, $40,000 a month and go, yeah, Kevin helped me. That's all I want. Yeah, Kevin helped me out. Yeah, this system helped me out. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And I see that forming, and I see the possibilities of what people are doing in here. And it's exciting. I woke up at 4:30 this morning, guys, not because I had something pressing to do, just because I was like, oh man, I want to get some stuff done and get it up there. I didn't need to, I just wanted to, because I know what people are going to do with this training and these tools, and it's exciting to me. And so I appreciate you guys all that are in there, and I hope that you guys get back there and rock it out with us. So yeah, thank you, Joseph. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. And Hector, it's good to see your face. It's good to see your name in our chats, my friend. It's good to see your name in our chats. Let me know how Costa Rica's treating you, buddy. It's been a while. Yeah, awesome. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Oh, well, you were in Costa Rica, right? Or did Dave come out to see you? Might be a side convo we need to have. I'd like to get on the phone with you. I've had a lot of conversations with our lifers, so you guys get kind of crazy access to me in there, where I've been kind of barriered off for a long time. I'm kind of opening up and making sure I get access to a lot of you guys, because I can see where you're going, and I believe in you. So it's just phenomenal. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you, my friend. Satya, you're awesome. All right. So with that, Hitesh, do you have any final words, my friend, before we rock it out?
Yeah. Well, the final words are pretty much just revisiting the point that you have to. It's easier than ever, but you still have to do something. In this case, it is to go in there and work on this. And I do want to address a couple of points really quickly. So right now, since we're in beta, we are working exclusively with the products or with campaigns that we have access to, right? Obviously, we don't have a product or a company in Bitcoin and weight loss specifically, but you can use those campaigns for those type of products and in those industries if you would like. But we are working a lot with things that we are familiar with, that we have some level of control in, to make sure that we can provide the best thing possible. As we go forward, as we come out of beta, you'll have the ability to publish your own products. You'll have the ability to bring in additional products from outside. We're actually building a module right now that will allow you to work with physical products. So you can actually, if you have a Shopify account you're spending $200 a month on, you'll be able to get rid of that, because you'll be able to list your products in here, create a page with it, and sell it internally, because it's still going to your Stripe account. So a lot of this cool stuff is on the way. But before it comes out, I wanted to stop focusing on the cool thing that is yet to come and focus on what's there right now, because the coolest thing that there is in any company or anything that exists out there is simply the ability for you to generate profits. If you can generate profits, you can leverage that into many, many other things over time, right? We have created many, many different businesses and companies from successes in previous companies and in the first products that I used to sell like 11 years ago now. So all I need you to do right now is go in here. You already have your Kypron account. Create the first campaigns. Click on edit. Play around with it. Get used to it. Watch the 3 opening videos so you know what you're supposed to do. Once you're ready with the campaigns, go and get live and copy Kevin's campaigns in there. And we are doing some really cool things for you guys right now that we can't talk about because of the different legal structures around things. But once we are done with that, you will actually get significantly higher commission, significantly more amazing things are going to happen. And some of the done for you even companies that we have linked with, you will see some cool stuff happening there. So we are doing a lot of stuff that we are looking forward to showing you the updates on every week when we do the webinars. And just make sure you get on the webinars, make sure you create your first campaigns, and make sure you basically copy Kevin and follow along. That's really all you have to do. So this is as simple as it can get. It's digital commissions with the same ease and simplicity that drop shipping brought to the world like 5 years ago. So there's that. That's all I have to say. I hope you guys take action on this, and I really look forward to seeing all of your feedback on this.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, guys. Well, night, everybody. We appreciate you, and yeah, we'll see you on the next webinar. And I'll see you guys in that Facebook group, and keep your eye on Side of Life, guys. More training coming in there tonight. So appreciate you. And we'll get this recording out. All right. So let your peeps know. We will get this out. Night, everybody.